Are we live? I think we are. Oh my goodness. It is Friday. Friday. Once again, I cannot believe it's Friday. Time has been moving by so fast. Hello. Hi, Chris. Hi, all. How's Portal Week going? Such a good question. I know we're going to get into it. Because, yeah, this is the second week of our Lionsgate. It got even more intense. Hey, Bo. Hi, love. Hello. Happy Friday. Welcome, everybody. Oh, man, I'm tired. I'm not even going to pretend. I'm not a pretender anyway. I think you guys know that about me by now. Pretty shoot from the hip, real person. Believe it or not. It's debatable, depending on who you ask. My level of real. But I've always been stationed where Willow Pillow, I was just thinking about you, boop boop. What is sleep? That's such a good question. Whee! Hello, Willow. Oh, we love that about you all. Thank you, honey. Thank you. I don't know how to be any other way. I've been like this my whole life. Oh, thank you so much. It is a lot. It is a lot, but, and they are Andara, and the Andara have been coming through. Not that they need to come, but stuff about Andara, my Andara, working with the Andara, activating Andara, reconnecting people to Andara, all this stuff has been coming through. And these are Andara I got about 1.5 years ago. A couple of them anyway. Yeah, they're magical and beautiful. And I was just thinking about you, Will. I was just probably 15 minutes ago going, I wonder if Willow's going to come tonight. So I'm glad you're here, sweetheart. Michelle, Sandra, Michelle, hi. Happy Friday. I hope everybody's feeling good. And Karen and Adrian, whoop, whoop, 2 for 1. Hey, guys. Welcome. We are live on Facebook, YouTube. Looks like the majority of, we got kind of a halvesies here with where people are coming in at. We've got people on kind of split on my YouTube. Nobody yet from Facebook. Oh no, Bo's on from Facebook. Why does it say 0? Interesting. Where was and Chris is from is on YouTube too. It's just it and a couple people on the We Are Healing Pod X profile, my X, aka Twitter. And all of you can comment and I can read all your comments here on my dashboard on StreamYard, which is what I'm using here, and also sharing. Hello, Nicole. Happy Friday, sweetheart. I'm sorry I haven't gotten back to you. I've been very, very busy. Very. So I was just talking about being tired. It's been very busy. Yeah. Time has gone by so fast. I had evacuated, as you all know. We had the Lionsgate. One thing I forgot to mention last week in my live was that the day that I woke up to, I'm pretty sure I forgot, the day that I woke up and we got the message that we could come home, I found out that Cora was in heat. And that was very surprising because it had only been 3 months since she was in heat. And that's just a whole thing, obviously. I wasn't prepared for that. But it did make a lot of sense why the boys were extra up in her business the couple days leading up to Friday. But I'm like, she's not due to be in heat for like 3 more months. And when she's in heat, I put onesies. I figured out that it's just, I can leave her out of a onesie if he's in the onesie. But anyway, just a whole other thing to deal with, and energy. And at a certain point, about halfway through, it hits him and he gets super, I guess for lack of a better word, horny. And it's like she is everything and he's just so wrapped up in all that energy that it's insane. And then in the middle of that, another random dog shows up, another boy shepherd that's not fixed. And I had to deal with figuring out where this dog came from and whatever. Anyway, I had this dog here for over like Well, he showed up on Tuesday night and then he spent the night with me Wednesday night because he came back. He woke us up at 3:00 in the morning. Anyway, needless to say, he's back home now. We figured it out. But needless to say, it was just a lot. You don't miss that. You don't miss heat stuff. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. But today he's back to normal. I'm the center of his world. And I think Cora's a little bummed out about that because she just eats it up. She loves she loves his attention no matter what. But of course, when she's in heat, she loves it even more. So anyway, and then, whatever else has been going on, and sleep has been inconsistent and, all over the place. Since the Lion's Gate, and maybe I think before that, for like, I don't know, it feels like for solidly the last month, my sleep has been either interrupted or disturbed or in one way or another, more consistently than not, which is its own kind of chaos but like it's connected to so many different things. It's hard to like, whatever. I do take naps when I'm guided to, or lay down or rest for a little bit. Sometimes they turn into sleep. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes I sleep for 2-3 hours a night. And then I'm awake for most of the early morning. And then I sleep again or rest some more before actually getting up. That's kind of been more the deal lately. So, and then energies have just been so intense. So let's get into it. There's so much to go over, so much to share with all you guys. Your boy dog started humping the furniture, one girl, wasn't he? Oh, no, he basically just gets on top of her. He just can't not be on her in some way. It's just, and then he's whining and carrying on and his panting, and it's just the energy is just through the roof. Literally actually it should be when we weren't interrupted last time, it was basically 4 solid days where it really peaks. And during that peak, the dogs are basically outside and I don't see them much at all for like 3-4 days because they're so into each other and that energy. And I'm just so grateful that they can be outside and, yeah. Oh my God. And then this time a whole other boy shows up to just add fuel to the fire on every level. Like Chacho was not having it. Cora was like, what's this? Another boy all into me. Oh my God. Oh yeah. It is wild. It is so wild. Anyway. Okay. Enough dog sex talk. I promise. it's clear the energy. The dog sex. Oh my God. Okay. Let's get on to serious subject. So the Lions Gate was on the 8th and it was very intense. And we have it basically through what's tomorrow is, today's 16th. So we have it through and a couple more days. And on top of that, Mercury retrograde. And on top of that, this whole thing called the Gate of Great Awakening, the 1331 Gate of Great Awakening. And if you're one of my clients, if you've been in my groups, then you've heard this before. In this past week, I have spoken to you about it, but otherwise, I've been channeling a message from, well, it started off with Archangel Michael, but then it morphed into all the archangels, to be accurate. Since Sunday, I've been taking this dictation on this channeling. So without further ado, let me share with you a quick looky-loo at this real quick. Okay, here we go. So this is the channeling that I literally just published probably 40 minutes ago. I finally finished it, and there was, I think, a day this week, I think it was Wednesday, that channeling came through about this, and more information was coming through, but to me to actually connect and get to a place to type it out did not happen. So take a look at this when you get a chance. For those of you, what does it say? A 17-minute read. That sounds about right. For those of you not into reading, you can press play here. I don't know if you can hear that, but AI starts reading it for you. I mean, it sounds like, like a computer, but you can listen to it instead of read it. That goes for anything. And that's this button right here. Let me zoom in. So right under here, oh, well, it kind of makes it change where it's at, but this is it right here. Hit that. There you go. So it just reads it from the top and it'll take you all the way through. I will let you know, this is about right now. I will let you know that down here at a certain point, you are referred to when the 1331 Gate of Great Awakening first appeared and came through and was a thing back in December of 2022. That was this was kind of, depending on how you look at it, a one-two part, but this is really the first channeling that where this ever is discussed is through Archangel Metatron in this one right here. And then there's subsequent ones after that I did through the next few weeks. And then there's the one that I did before that. That's what I meant before. It was like this one that came through like the week before, and that was Archangel Michael again. And this is actually the last time. This is what we're getting at here. What he's getting at here in this channeling is that this is the last one that I had done for him like this. And this was back in November, obviously. So those other ones were December. This was November, the new moon in November of 2022. So here again, we have oh wait, hold on. Why not get him? Oh, I'm not Yeah, I'm not going to get them neutered and spayed. It's really not good for them to take out their reproductive organs. It messes with their endocrine systems and it can cause all sorts of problems as they get older. And we're really the only country in the world that does that. Other countries manage their animals and don't, do that to, just to not have puppies or kittens. We're just fed a bunch of lies about how that's a good thing to do for our pets. And it's really not. Unfortunately, it really causes a lot of problems. So yeah, they're not going to be getting spayed or neutered. Something I'm just, I'm committed to dealing with. But I mean, I get the question. That's how most people, a lot of people think that way, but more and more people are just choosing not to spay or neuter, which is really cool because or at least not to castrate. You can get your boys vasectomies. Let me take this off of here. You can get your boys vasectomies, but they are pretty pricey. Depending on where you live, they're between basically $1,500 and $2,000. I had thought about doing that with him, but because of that price tag, I'm like, oh Lordy, that is a lot of money. I may just slowly save up for it. And at some point, in the next several months, just be like, all right, this is just, but I don't know. I haven't really been guided to do much other than onesie on him and deal with it for a couple weeks. And it's, that's basically it. And then Chris here says, where there is one archangel, there are 20 trying to do the group project. Love that about them. Yes, very true. Yeah, they're always together. Okay, so anyway, it took the course of this week to get that big old channeling in. So read that when you have the chance, or listen to that when you have the chance. Let me put the link here for those of you that are new. And welcome to anybody that's new. Please chime in. Let me know that you're here. Say hello. Tell me who you are, where you're from. I am simulcasting on my 2 YouTube channels, my main channel and the We Are Healing Pod. I upgraded my subscription to StreamYard, so I think I could even do like 5 more. X and Facebook all at the same time, and everybody can interact and comment. You guys can't see each other's comments, obviously, on the different platforms, but when I put them up here, you can. So it's pretty cool. Adrienne says, I understand. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So one of the things that there's a lot that's in that channeling. And it's not just that. So you're asked to, read that channeling to a certain point, go back in time to the channelings that I did in December of 2022 and November of 2020. I mean, 23. No, 22. Sorry. And then come back to that channeling and finish it. And, cat out of the bag, one of the things that is announced in this channeling at the end is that I'm going to be getting back into facilitating new moon and full moon monthly lives, which consist of a channeled energy update and whatever I'm meant to message, along with an oracle reading and facilitating a guided spirit walk for that event. What's different this time is I used to do them on that day. And even months ago, I was guided to make what was called Soul Naked, a group specifically for moon stuff. It was like all this moon stuff work and Lemuria and Shasta and the moon and all this stuff. And it did not take, let's just put it that way. No, people just weren't ready for it. That's the bottom line. And so that got put on the shelf. It was kind of more, honestly, really at the end of the day, because that was right when the eclipse was going on and everything. And there was this it was the beginnings of this paradigm shift. And it was kind of more of a temperature taker as to, where things were on different levels. So that is not being reactivated. I don't think that it ever will in that in that way that it originally came through, or at least not that I'm aware of for any time in the near future. What I am guided to do, however, is facilitate lives like I'm doing every Friday for the new or the full moon. So, for example, this Friday is closest to the next full moon, which is on, is it Monday or Tuesday? I keep forgetting. I can't remember. When's the 19th? Monday. Okay. So we have this Friday. Every Friday I have a scheduled live podcast, right? So instead of having my Fridays plus another day to do the new or the full moon on those weeks, which is twice a month, we're just going to do them with the one that's closest to that Friday where it hasn't passed yet. So for example, after this full moon here on the 19th that we're connecting to today, we're going to have the new moon, which is on September 2nd, which means we're going to have the connection to the new moon on August 30th, Friday the 30th. And then for the full moon on September 17th, we're going to do it on the 13th. And then for the new moon on the 2nd of October, we're going to do it on the 27th of September. And then for October, it's going to be, I already said that one. October 17th is the full moon. Okay, now here's where we have the caveat, because the Friday before is almost a whole week ahead. So so that's Thursday the 17th. We're going to do it on Friday the 18th. And that's really the only one that's behind, just by a little bit, because then we go to the new moon for November, and that's the 1st of November, and that is a Friday. So we're getting now right on it because we're moving closer. And then same thing for the full moon in November on the 15th. So it kind of lines up really cool when I went through this before. And then in December, the full moon is on Sunday. So we'll do it the Friday before. And then for the new moon, it's on Monday, and then we'll do it the Friday before. So for the most part, we're right in a couple days time of the new moon and the full moon. And that's close enough to those energies to connect to them. And obviously, and for me to do an energy update and get some messages through the Oracle. And most exciting, obviously, is the Spirit Walk, where I channel Spirit Walk. We work with our energy. We do clearing, grounding, and working with Gaia and moon energies, and they're always really awesome and magical. If you can't make it live, or if you can't do the spirit walk when we're doing the spirit walk live. That's always okay. Just circle back when you can, as soon as you can, and do the replay so you can integrate and activate and take part in those lunar events and energies. And I encourage you to invite others as well. These are free, but I do accept donations, and I graciously accept donations. And if you want to donate to me, I appreciate it. And you can do that in any amount is appreciated, from my website or from the link in the description of any of the lives as well. Okay, so let me know if anybody has any questions, thoughts, comments on any of that so far. And do chime in and let me know, how's it been for you through the Lion's Gate and Mercury retrograde? And now we have the Gate of Great Awakening, which is all about ascension, our rebirthing energies, our connecting with the universe, Mother, Father, God, the divine feminine and masculine. It's really best that you just like process through the channelings themselves, like that I told you about in the article, to really take it in. But it is another layer of what is going on right now. So as if it wasn't enough with the Lion's Gate, which is the most intense and powerful timeline shifting gate of the year, we have Mercury retrograde as well. And not just Mercury retrograde. I wasn't even aware of this until I was channeling a couple days ago. We have 5 planets in retrograde. Mercury became the well, including Chiron. And that's a lot. And all of these energies, and they're bulleted in that channeling to really take it in. It's just the multi-layered major energies that are going on right now. And a lot of it, a shit ton of it, most of it, along with this full moon that we're in. That's a full moon in Aquarius, by the way. Is really a lot about, it's like kind of 2 or 3 parts here. Review, reset, reorganize, remember, all of these rejuvenate, reconnect, which is very, retrograde-y, right? And getting into the shadows and the depths of things when different planets are in retrograde. I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but I will tell you that on astrology.com, they have a whole section about all the different planets in retrograde and what. And I did a couple of podcasts or lives a couple years ago where I went into depth with all of that. So if you can also do a search on my main channel for retrograde, and that should pop up. But in any event, on astrology.com, there's a great whole section about all the different planets and what it means when they're in retrograde and how often they're in retrograde and for how long and all the stuff. Chris says here, sounds fun. Just post a reminder for us. And we all appear. Yeah. Well, now that I have these, I've been like so busy lately that I've been so late on posting my my streams, and I apologize. And I just thank you guys so much for holding space and knowing that I'm usually here. But now I was just thinking about this earlier. But now that I know that at least those 2 times a month, I'm going to have those are going to be basically set for moon stuff. That I will have those up ahead of time. At least those ones. So you guys can have those and remember. See them on whatever platforms you're usually watching me on. Again, even though I'm on Facebook, YouTube, and X, so you can interchange those as you wish or as works for you. Okay. Where was I? Okay. The Gate of Great Awakening. Okay. So it first initiated in 2022, in December of 2022. And like I said, you definitely need to go and read or listen to those channelings and put it all together. I know it's a lot, so just consume it as fast as you can, as soon as you can, so you can be conscious of what's happening now and going to be in effect through the 31st. That's why it's called the 1331 Gate of Great Awakening. They will only activate in months that have 31 days. And they initiate on the 13th, regardless of anything else that is going on. This is a direct hit from really the highest of sources, from our divine feminine and masculine polarities of charge of our soul and what's the magic of us as humans and the energy that is our life essence and life force that's connected to our creators, Mother, Father, God, and the infinitely and eternal connection that we have to them is what we connect to when really connect to, and it's like a funnel, if you will, or I see it as a funnel. But a funnel of like a downward spiral of energy that comes through to us, that hits Gaia and us all at the same time from all directions, and it is those very pure energies of our creators and everything that stems from them down to us and all of our incarnations and our soul and blah, 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 all the stuff. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? It's heavy. It's a lot. It's big time. It's big time. It's potent energies. I don't mean to make light of it, but it's like, it's intense. It's intense. And, it's activating now because of all of these other things that are happening now. And, because the way that it came through to me, and I wasn't aware that this was going to activate this month. It was a surprise to me too. Maybe I should have known. I don't know. It was, I mean, I don't know. It didn't come through at all before that. I mean, I have been seeing a shit ton of the 1331 code and but it's like, to me, that's always active. It's always running. So I don't think much of it. And so, but in direct communication, that didn't come through until the 11th. And that was 2 days before the activation, before it really activated on the 13th. And that is a different, because it's not a celestial event where like energies are like happening. There's a shadow, like with Mercury retrograde. We think there's a 2-week shadow before and after the actual dates of Mercury retrograde, because that's actually like there's a physicality to what's going on there with the body of the planet, and the energy is a totally different kind of energy than the gate of Great Awakening, which is strictly light codes, etherical, creational, spiritual, divine. They're directly from, I don't know how many times I need to say this or how many times I'm guided to say this, but they're directly from Mother, Father, God. And I mean, that's as pure as it can possibly get to help us remember. Like I said a little bit ago, it's very much in alignment with all of these things, remembering, recalibrating, rejuvenating. But mostly, really heavy on the remembering aspect. And with remembering comes clarity and just greater awareness, connection to our bodies, and as such, our souls and our abilities and our power and all of that good stuff. So, I mean, it's a totally different type of boosting, of being boosted energetically. And I think that that's pretty easy to understand why it's different. We have so many different types of energy that help us or hinder us. Honestly, there's so many. Yeah. But this energy is really coming through as a major, like thrust and boost and I don't know how else to put it. It's a big deal whenever that they initiate with these energies. And really, let's get to what we do about it. Now, hello, Lynn. Oh, and Nicole says, yay, how exciting. I know. Hello, Lynn. Welcome. From Facebook. Sweet. So when I say what to do about it, it's like, okay, so we have this, the gate of Great Awakening and Mother, Father, God energies coming through, and it's for our ascension, for us to remember and get closer to our soul. And what that means is that the more open we are to realign ourselves with what is really real and true, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's freaky deaky woo stuff, we're just going, you gotta be kidding me. But if you're in alignment to receive and process and evolve and rebirth yourself through the truth, then and you acknowledge that consciously with yourself on all levels, because you have to, and it needs to be, the clearer it is, the less wishy-washy it is. It's like, well, yes, do I? I mean, there's always going to be a slice of most people. It's a little like, oh, what's this all going to be about? But I guarantee you that even if it's, things that you could never imagine are actually real, but if ultimately what's important to you is not to run away from the truth, but to run towards it, even if that means reorganizing what you know to be true, what your beliefs are, what your whole timeline, structure, and paradigm is built on. That's spiritual awakening. That's why it literally deconstructs us and reconstructs us. That's why it's called rebirthing, evolution, ascension, because we're leaving what we once knew and we're going someplace new with ourselves. The least amount of resistance we have with that, the easier it is. The less tension, less friction there is. This is why drunk people survive those crashes, because they're like, rubbery, loosey-goosey, and people that are sober are like, and they break. Not to like give some bad visions here, but I'm just saying that's what works too. When it comes to energy and spirituality and all this stuff, it's like when we tense up, there's resistance, there's friction, there's pain that starts to build there, because we're like, we're going through this thing and it's scary as hell, and I'm tensing up and I'm resistant and I don't like the changes, and is it real? Isn't it real? What can I believe? All these things, and processing our fears, our illusions, our programs is something that's so, it is us. Our fears, our illusions, and our programs is what we are. And that's regardless of why they're there. We need to discover why they're there and what they're connected to. Is there an outside source, like a parasite, that's infecting you to behave and think and have certain fears in different ways? Because that's, or addictions or whatever, a depletion in whatever way that ultimately leads to fears. I mean, it's all the same cancerous stuff. It just kind of depends on how it's put together, but it all leads to the same thing, which is dissonance in the system, so you do not run optimally, period. As long as that's happening, the dark side and the forces that want to keep you ineffective, or as ineffective as possible, they're happy with that. And in the spiritual war, though, when it comes to the light, we're not happy with that and never will be. We're not happy until each and every one of us is sovereign and free and not cycling any of that energy whatsoever, completely parasite free and healing and connecting. And this is the point of what we're guided to do with these new moons and full moons coming up, because of what comes through and what recycles energetically at those times, and how we can maximize those energies to our benefit in different ways at those times. Right now, we are in full moon territory, along with the Gate of Great Awakening the Gate of Great Awakening really being activated or supercharged. It's activated on the 13th, really supercharged with this full moon and the energies coming through to really like maximize and maximize, multiply these energies. It's like like mirrors, like using mirrors to create more light, like that. So that's all going on. And when we are conscious and going, you know what, I want to continue to raise my awareness, wake up, take me through what I need to do to make it so my vessel is able to sustain and cycle and receive the higher vibrational energies. Because if you're a hot mess physically and energetically, mentally and emotionally, and you expect to ascend and connect clearly and channel and use divination tools clearly and, you know, do things on a higher level, it's just, that's not going to happen. Your attention needs to go to you healing, you connecting to yourself before it's about how do I get more messages? Like the message is heal yourself, connect to yourself, do that work. And through that work, you will naturally clarify your field so you can receive and get clear information. So you can channel, so you can work with energy, so you can use divination tools. But you don't just wake up and start like, you know, working with tools. You're not just born and you're like, all right, give me that chainsaw. Like, no, like you gotta get there. And it's the same thing. And so those are the messages, that these are the messages that are coming through. This needs to be a time where you're diligent, intentional, but also realistic about the processes that you're in, and learn to be okay with where you're at and stop thinking about where you've been. Stop thinking about where you want to be in the future or what you don't have yet, and get in really good with where you are right now and work from that, because that's the reality. And whatever that is, you give yourself a score. How am I physically? Am I where I want to be physically? Am I healthy? Where am I emotionally? Where am I mentally? Where am I energetically? Where am I spiritually? Score yourself. Review yourself. And then act accordingly. What needs to be done? What needs to be done? What do I need to start doing? What do I need to start shifting and changing? Because the magic, the evolution, the ascension, the spiritual connection, all the things are going to be way further away in your reality than they're meant to be if you're not healthy on all the levels. That needs to be a priority. And as you wake up, it becomes abundantly clear that there's a plethora of resources and ways to go about healing. And there's not just one way to it, or one person, or one method, or one system, or one whatever. There just isn't. And I'm saying that for myself as well, as a facilitator of healing, of programs, of workshops, of one-on-ones, of groups, and all of these things that are put in place and have been channeled to help you, to guide you, to heal you, to all of these things. I will say right off the bat, there's more. But start somewhere and continue there. And okay, maybe I'm hardcore. I think I am. I know I am. I have to be who I am. To me, that's like, what else is there other than you and your health and your spiritual connections? So you may do the rest of your life the way that it's meant to be done. Like once I woke up that's all a thing, I'm like, yeah. And maybe that's because I was such a hot mess my whole life, you know, being who and what I was and not understanding or knowing any of that. What, you know, my horrible physical, energetic experience of being, you know, completely broken and disabled most of my adult life because I am what I am, but I didn't know it. It's all connected. But once that all got sorted out and it was abundantly clear, like, oh, we have a say, we can do something about this crazy shit of being chronically ill and in pain and dependent on medicines that don't cure us of anything. Has anybody ever taken a pill and been like, okay, maybe there's some things, but not the chronic stuff. Like, yeah, maybe some like infection. Yeah, sure, fine. Took some antibiotics and made it better. Great. But I'm talking about like the stuff that's chronic, the stuff that, that is ongoing, chronic pain, chronic fatigue, chronic issues that people have that they have to take these maintenance drugs and they don't fix anything. They cause more problems. That was my experience. They never fixed me. And I didn't like having to take them. And I knew that they, were, messing me up to some degree. But that's all there was. And my situation was going to remain the way it was going to remain forever, I guess, because that's all there is. And then I was eventually guided to wake up and understand that that's not the case. And then I had my own experience of healing and then duplicating that experience for others. And learning about energy and learning about the spiritual war and learning about all of these things that we're not taught, that we don't, at least not yet. And for those of us who know, there's a bazillion more people who think I'm a complete, quack for even insinuating this stuff. But, that's their perspective. That's their level of consciousness. It's just funny. And I get it. I totally get it. Because at one point I would have thought the same thing. So I'm like, I get it. I get that to a lot of people, I sound like I'm completely batshit crazy. That's fine. That's how people are going to become aware. Or that's how the people who are aware are going to be validated that, you're not alone. It's the only way this is going to happen. If we all stayed quiet as to all this stuff that's real and true and happening and available or whatever, then none of us is going to go anywhere. I mean, trust me, I wasn't like super excited to be the one like, oh, I'll be the poster child for this. It's my destiny. It's what I meant to do. So here I am, live with you all, talking about it. Letting you know I'm here. I've seen some shit. I've seen some shit. And I'm still here. Better and stronger than ever. A little tired today, but better than stronger than ever. Ready to assist you. And there's new updates on my website for my services. That's the other thing that was coming through all week. So it wasn't just this. Oh yeah, at the same time, I was updating my website. I was making all these updates and getting all this like alignment about what I'm doing with my services and stuff too. So there's also that on a personal side. But for you all, what this translates into is it's just, and for me, something very easy and streamlined. And I put out an email about it a couple of days ago. Michelle, hello. Claire, hello. English, sorry, I haven't been over here. Paula or Patricia, Bo Ramsey. Oh no. Hello. So hello everybody. Thanks for joining me. I can get on one, so bear with me. So my services have now been updated. I have as much time open on my calendar that you will see, depending on what service that you might be looking at. I think possibly more spaces for sessions will open up in September. But the updates I'm very excited about because it's all the same. So all of my services are now 2 hours. They're all with a minimum donation of $222. And you can bundle them for a lesser minimum donation start. So you can bundle 3, bundle 6, bundle 9, prepaid at lower than if you were to buy them singularly, if you know that you're going to be working with me and having multiple sessions. And there are various sessions, from healing sessions to counseling sessions and divination sessions as well. And a mix of all of that as well in there too. And to get to this, let me just show you real quick so you all know where to go. And oh, here, if you want to read about what Andara are, you can go to my webpage here as well. This is home. And then the very first link here is for Andara. And there's a lot of information here about how they're not regular crystals at all. Not even a little bit are they like regular crystals. They're very, very different. So, and once they came into my life about a year and a half ago, right before the Gate of Great Awakening, or right during that time, that same time period where the Andara, everything shifted massively for me. So they're really powerful. So anyway, we'll go here to consultations and services here in the center of my website. Book your consultation and sessions. Soul connections start here. So this just explains, the other change that I am implementing, because all of my sessions tend to go long or extremely long, or longer than they're meant to go or supposed to go. We are implementing a $50 per each 30 minutes over the 2-hour mark. So that would be attached to your minimum donation of $222. This is to keep things fair and equitable and managed with time. And if extra time is taken or needed, that that things are adjusted financially for that time. But anyhow, this just goes through how it works. It is a $222 minimum donation. However, what I do is, and first, I put everything on here. So we have my groups as well, just for like information. So I have my Unstoppable Empath group, my Awakening Shaman Circle group, my Soul Quest program, my 6-month journey plans, my Evolve Now programs. Here are the bundles. And then the single session, these are the ones that I'm talking about here. The single sessions are the ones that got the updates. They're all $222, and it's $88 to book your session. So what happens is that you decide you want a rainbow light healing, the rainbow light body healing session with me. You'll go ahead and book, and it will only ask you for the $88 to book. The remainder of whatever your final donation is due 2 to 3 days after your session. So you have time to integrate and feel and assess what that was, what that did for you, and how, whatever that is. And also that you're not like pressured to pay right away. I also take payments. So if you want to do this session, it's a minimum of 222. As I said, all the single sessions are. But instead of the $88 to book, just let me know if you want to schedule a session with me, but you need to make payments. And the way that I usually do with that is kind of like $40 payments weekly, or, you know, whatever that it needs. I mean, it needs to be, I mean, I think that's reasonable. But I'm willing to work with people who want to get help or get healing and, you know, don't have the money right now. I'm really about healing the money wound and helping others heal the money wound, and having a fair and equitable change of money heals the money wound. And that includes taking payments and being flexible, being generous, all of these things. Having the minimum donation that sets a certain bar and then opens the door for different people at different, you know, that have different means to contribute to my work differently. Not everybody has or can do the same. Some people need to make payments on one session. Some people can buy a bundle of 9 sessions all at once, you know, and I want to incentivize people on any of those spectra, on either side of that, with my own, you know, help, which would be, yes, I take payments for a single session. Most people don't. Or, you know, get a bundle and, you know, have, you know, not, it's a lower minimum donation as it, you know, contributing to your commitment as well. That's the way I see it. So anyway, they're all here, all the different, I work with animals as well. So animal distance, quantum energy healing, but all the different ones. I also work with children and teens. I've worked with little kids and teenagers for a long time. So I work with children and teens. So all the way down here to oracle readings and mediumship, spiritual guidance, and spiritual counseling, energy healing. And again, my programs and plans, groups, and those are on different, you know, price points as well. Okay. So just wanted to share all that with you. Reach out if you're in different time zones and my availability doesn't align with you. Just reach out and we'll figure it out. I've worked with people all over the world for a long time now. So, and we've always figured it out. It's always been, you know, it's always been figured out. Time zones can be tricky, but we always figure it out. Plus, I work on a 24-hour schedule instead of it like the normal 12-hour schedule. So for that reason, so I can usually accommodate people in their schedules and time zones and such. Okay, so what else on the agenda? I did have notes, believe it or not, so I don't forget myself before we go into anything else. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so any questions about any of this so far? Please let me know before I move on. And again, welcome to everybody who's here on the YouTubes, on the Facebooks, on the X's. Whew. Okay, it doesn't look like anything. Okay, so let's just get into the oracle for the full moon. I think I've talked a lot about this other stuff. More stuff about the full moon will come out with whatever reading I get, or we do here, or card I get, I should say. I took off all my earrings. Oh, and I do this whole, right when I start to get intentional about doing oracle or pendulum or healing or spirit walks, I'll start to yawn a lot. So that's what's happening. Ooh, I got roses today. I'll share some rose essence with you guys. I split the bouquet in half. So there's twice as many or more than twice as many in my bedroom. Oh my gosh. And they actually do smell, some more than others. And I got them all for $10. I was so excited. Even the lady at the register, she's like, "That's a good deal for $10." I said, "I know. Such a good deal. Stoked." Anyway, I love roses. I love everything about roses. I love them. Okay, let's see what deck. I'm looking back here at my decks, by the way, in case you're wondering. Sorry for those of you that are new that are going, "What is she doing?" All my decks are back here, my Oracle decks, and I'm just looking at them because I didn't know ahead of time. I don't know ahead of time which one I'm going to be, which deck I'm going to be using. Oh, wow. Okay, I keep going to this. So it's this one. I just need the book. Ah, there it is. Okay, so this is the Beyond Lemuria. We talked a bit about this. It came up in the channeling today through Michael, or all the archangels, as you will read. Again, if anybody missed that is new, that is not on my medium, let me give it to you again. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Oh. Fancy. You're funny. Fancy, Chris says. Okay, so again, the channeling that came through the whole week that I finally published just before this live, there is the link to it where Lemuria is discussed. I smell my dog, but I don't see it. All of a sudden, I got a whiff of my dog. He's got to wear that onesie, and it's, by this time of the day, it's pretty stinky. Beyond Lemuria, or Lemuria. And these are the, they cool. Her art's pretty neat. Oh, here we go. I mean, I legitimately am tired, but that's not what all these ones are about. It's about connecting. It's about it's like revving up the machine engines. And that's just what happens. I start yawning. My ears start popping too, but you can't see that. Oh. At some point, I do calibrate to it all, and it stops. Just by the way. So I don't continue to yawn like crazy through this whole thing. That would be really annoying. Let me adjust the camera a little bit. It happens be right when I start with the healing, right when I start it's just, I'm connecting, and that's what happens. And yeah. Oh, yeah. My third eye activates. Sometimes just thinking. I don't have to be actually talking about it. I'll just start thinking about healing or different things like that, and it'll start happening. I'll start all the physiological things that happen when I'm healing or when I'm doing divination, or any of these things will start happening, even if I'm not, just because I'm thinking about it or talking about it. That happens too. So anyway, let's get us a card. This is a general reading. Now, you guys, you can book a private reading with me, like you just saw on my website, and that is the website I showed you or I took you to before, infiniteempath.com. But I'm also going to just, and it is in the description of this live as well, but I'll drop it here too. But I encourage you to, did it go? Yeah. The full site name is, or my business name is Infinite Empath Transfigurations. Or Infinite Empath, that gets you there too. So if you like a private reading, you know where to go. All right, what do we get? We got heart chakra. Card number 5, unfurling back to love. How pretty. Got a dragonfly down there. We've got a bunch of light codes on here. So take that in. Kevin, hello, love. Hello. Hello, stranger. Just in time. I just pulled this card, heart chakra, card number 5. And we're going to do a spirit walk. These are the, so the way that, oh, look at how pretty. She has them divided by chakra cards. And then I think all the rest. Oh no, seed cards. She has a couple of different seed cards, and then anyway, there's a few different categories. So these are the chakra cards, obviously. So heart chakra, I love it. We talked already about how healing is at the center of everything when it comes to our ascension. A lot of times, a healing event is the catalyst of our spiritual awakening. A lot of people have those experiences. Or a near-death experience is the catalyst for a spiritual awakening. But it can be more subtle as well. Or it can, take, not just be one day, one event, but an experience. But healing comes ultimately, even if we're healing our other, chakras or different aspects of ourselves, our bodies, and, the layers of us, healing energy is cycled through the heart. That's our love, our unconditional love. That's our heart center, our heart chakra, and our third eye are the 2 chakras in our bodies that are infinitely growing in strength and power. And the heart chakra actually needs more room. So you need to activate your energy to let the energy escape your body through your channels, what we call your energy wings. If you've had chronic issues in your neck or your rhomboids, anywhere up in here on one or both sides, this means that your heart chakra, your energy wings need to be released because it's literally too much massive energy that's cycling in here. And what comes through, those are our light codes, come through the heart chakra. Anything that we're receiving doesn't come, we perceive through our third eye. Our third eye is the mechanism to see things, to visualize and all this stuff, but to receive on a level of healing, of activations, of integrations, it's always going to be through the heart. And we move things through the other energy centers and bodies and such, but the heart is at the center of it all. basically. Hello. I almost lost my right eye a few days ago. Oh no. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you healing, or was it, what happened? Good Lord. Yeah, what happened? Okay, so let's get to it. Heart chakra, unfurling back to love. Love for oneself and others, relationships, compassion, forgiveness, empathy, connection, receptivity, acceptance, generosity. Whew, good stuff. This chakra card represents love in its many forms. It reminds you that everything in life can unfold into love or fear. When unfurled back enough, the foundation of all you seek lies in the universal desire and right to feel love and be loved. Love heals. God is love. This is, well, she says God is love. Mother, Father, God is love. This is a force that will change the world. Absolutely. And then restore. Count everything in your life that you are grateful for. Think of all those you love and how that wonderful feeling radiates from your heart. Consider those you can forgive and extend that feeling out to them. Remember, we all just want to be loved and accepted. But insecurities and triggers can cause behaviors that move us away from this place. Have compassion. Know that others may be in their suffering. Expand your awareness and heart-centered radiance for all beings on this planet. Encapsulate Earth in loving compassion. Bask in the blissful feeling of the planet in all of its perfect balance, loving you back. Themes: relationships and relating, connection to yourself and others, the language of love. Healing position is over the heart, and the color wash is soft emerald green, like you see here in this card. So yeah, while we want to be empathetic and compassionate for others, I'm being guided to, point out to ultimately take care of you. So it's not about just, no borders, no boundaries, just to be clear here, just because we can, say, yeah, that person, whatever, they have insecurities, they have triggers, they, have woundings and this, but, or just be full on possessed and be parasitic and toxic and, manipulate in those same ways. So you have to really know what you're dealing with. But in any event, compassion is always, and feeling love, being love, extending love. But that doesn't mean sacrificing yourself. It just doesn't, because that's martyrdom, and the light does not support that. Because what does that do in the end? Nothing. It doesn't help it. It doesn't help. Then there's not just one suffering. Now there's two suffering. Oh, Kevin here says, yes, I'm okay. And I had a hot piece of metal fall into it. Good Lord, what were you doing? The saga continues. What were you doing where a hot piece of metal fell into your eye? Were you welding? What were you doing? I need to know. That's gnarly. Goodness gracious. That sounds awful and painful. Oh my gosh. Whew. Well, I'm sending healing energy to you. Welding. Yeah. Shit, man. You didn't have a mask on or goggles on? Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sure everybody's asking you that. I'm just like, how? No. Okay. I'm sending you from my heart healing, loving energy, Livy. I love you. So yeah, back to the sacrifice thing. So it doesn't mean to be, to put yourself, in the martyrdom thing, the sacrifice thing, the giving when you don't have to give thing just does not work. You need your boundaries, you need your space, you need your energy, you need your compassion to stay what it is realistically, and not go, okay, well, you've been wounded, so just continue to be an asshole and wound me and be abusive. And just because you're wounded, nobody gets to be that for us. And you can love people from afar. You can cut communication from people who are not good for you. So you can untether yourself from those that keep you in a place of imbalance, of pain, of misery, of judgment and shame, or whatever that it is. The light doesn't come through to say, just because it's a friend or family member or whomever, you have to show so much compassion that you don't move on. You don't protect yourself or move on with your life because of your love and compassion for somebody else. That's just not the way that it works. Because again, then we have more sacrifice, more loss, to the negativity, to the dark, to what because if you're in that, obviously you're not ascending. So, especially for those of us who are meant to help other people, it's really important. Like, you have to have your shit in check when it comes to boundaries. And that's always been a challenge for me, because I'm very generous with my energy and my time. And people tend to take advantage of it until I have to cut it off or make different whatever arrangements or boundaries or rules or whatever. And it's always been that way. But also, it's always been that way. What I mean by that is just as me in my previous life, before any of this became, what I do as my life purpose, just, who I was as a person. It was, a lot of my relationships were greatly out of balance because I was the one that was always giving and people were the ones that were always taking. I just didn't get paid for it. For really being real about it. It wasn't my job either, but it was just what came naturally. And, to be a guide and a healer, it's really important to have your boundaries, to have your certain level of detachment, because I love everybody so much. And I feel so attached to my soul family, my brothers and my sisters who find me, who are guided to me in any way, shape, and form, how intimate or that we get working together, or if it's just you showing up to my lives and whatever. But for me to stay doing what I do, it's imperative to have a certain level of detachment, a healthy level of detachment to all of my clients on all levels, because it's not about me. It's about them. It's about you guys. And I have my own stuff too. And my expectations or my ego or any of those things to be wrapped up so much in other people would not be healthy for either one of us. So there's where that detachment comes in. You can deeply love people and care about them, friends, family members, clients, coworkers, neighbors, whatever level of intimacy you have with somebody, but still not be so enmeshed with them that you're not healthy because they're not healthy. And whether they're absorbing your light force to make them healthy, whether they're dumping and venting on you, whether, they're taking up your time and your energy when you should be doing other things, or however those dynamics work out for us. That's part of really having a healthy heart chakra and a healthy system across the board. And this full moon, incorporating that, this full moon in Aquarius is about the heart, is about our awareness, is about our, our health, our all just how we manage ourselves on all the levels. Like I said earlier, like give yourself a review. Or better yet, do my Soul Quest program. That is the ultimate in review, for sure. 8 maps, 8 weeks, and 8 spirit walks, 8 meetings. Just it's the ultimate in discovering you, insights into you, getting and prepared for further healing and shadow work and deprogramming and healing and all the things that just really makes things very clear is the Soul Quest program. And it's a lifetime membership, which is very cool. Aside from that, review and assess. And really paying special attention to the dynamics of where we're and how we're connected to others, where our love and compassion and empathy and boundaries come into play. And then as far as romantic love, this is about also whether, if you have a romantic relationship, and assessing your intimacy level in your romantic relationship, in your sexual relationship with yourself and your partner, being real, being honest, being truthful, being open, being vulnerable, being emotive, crying together, laughing together, opening up, sharing, review, like do a review with your partner. That would be fantastic. Fan-freaking-tastic. Because when you have a romantic relationship, you're not a single person anymore. But think about the implications of that. You're not a single person anymore. And again, think about the implications of that. The enmeshment energetically, the cords that are connected there on so many levels. Like you have one cord with every body, but every person that you're connected to. But when it comes to a romantic relationship, a current romantic relationship, that's a whole different thing. And we know it's a different thing. That's a different thing than any other relationship you have. It's special. Right? That's when people get married and they make babies. It's special. Yeah? So, going into this full moon, seeing this relationship for the special thing that it is and reviewing what that is and talking about it. Like how often I'm not in a relationship and haven't been in a long time, but, sit down and talk about your relationship. Full moon is a great time to do that, especially the Aquarius full moon. It's ripe for that. It's Leo season. And Aquarius is the ruling or the sun is a ruling planet for Leo and in Aquarius. It's all this interconnectedness that's going on right now. The sun, being in Leo and just all of this energy and Aquarius and the charge for it. It really wants us to free ourselves, liberation, and assess ourselves honestly and openly with ourselves, with our partners, if we have partners. Talk about what we're proud of ourselves for as a team, as a duo, as a unit, and singularly, and really give to each other the kudos that each other deserves right now. Like, have a review with your partner. Talk about the things that are important to each of you individually and singularly at this time, what you're looking forward to for the rest of the year, how you want to grow as a human, as a couple, spiritually would be fantastic as well. And thinking about how you can be creational together, how you can clear space together and be creational together. Both of those things, balancing those energies, and illuminating the changes in the evolution for each of you, and together as a team, as a unit. And really, taking stock of how much stronger you've become. Hopefully you have. Again, singularly as a unit. What have you overcome? What were what's been difficult? What's been challenging? What's brought you closer together? Is the spark not so sparky? Sometimes that's the thing that nobody wants to talk about. If that's the case, it needs to be talked about. And if it is very sparky, how do we keep it sparky? How do we keep it raging? And how do we move forward together and hold that light and that fire and that passion for each other in a beautiful and sustainable way? Anyway, talk about these things. As a single person, when it comes to romance, if you're not in a romantic relationship, then you're not meant to be. It's just that simple. And you're your divine partner. Pay attention to you. Love you. Get romantic with yourself. I've talked about this before. We're never guided to, be on a quest for, our life partner, the soulmate or twin soul and that whole thing. It's not about anybody else unless we're with somebody else. Then we have to do this together. If you're not with anybody else, then do you and be happy that it's just you. And be open to making friends. And that's something that's really big about the Gate of Great Awakening that we talk about at the end of the channeling, is really how this taps us into magnetizing soul family. I know we're talking about specific here, the full moon, but it's all intertwined. So really shift any longings for romantic partnership, which only complicates things, and things move into romance way too fast. Make friends. Get to know people. Keep your pants on. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your lips to yourself. And do you while you're getting to know people. That's great. Let's take off and out the pressure of, is this going to be something? Is this, what? It's just let a person be in your life without expectations of anything. See how it develops organically without pushing it, without needing to without giving into to our, physical urges that take us into places that we don't belong with people because we don't know them well enough yet. And we have sacred bodies with sacred energy that is delicate and growing and evolving. And to add somebody else's energy to that mix really needs to be thought out as best as you possibly can with a lot of time and consideration. Just, being somebody, it's not the same old dating anymore when you're awake. Sex isn't the same. Dating isn't the same. Romance and relationships aren't the same. None of it is the same. You're not the same. Nothing is the same. Why would that be the same? It's not. It's especially not the same. Especially not the same. Where once usually it's like either, career or relationship. These are the things for that in the fear-based material matrix, people are, paying attention to. Career, relationship, goals, aspirations, career, relationship. When we awaken, we realize, oh, hot damn, not the things I should be so putting all my interest into, because these are things that are outside of me. And we evolve and we change. And, not everybody changes and evolves at the same pace as we do. So again, if you're alone, if you're single, then be grateful for being single. It keeps things much less complicated when you can do you. I'm not saying it's bad to have a partner. If you do, if you're married, if you're attached, whatever your deal is, if you have a relationship, that's a wonderful, beautiful thing. Enjoy, truly. I'm not saying go break up your relationship because it's easier on your own. I would never say that. I'm not implying that. If that's where you are and have been, that is where you're meant to be. And let's not, go looking to fill that space because we need a partner or we need sex or we need attention. No, we need healing. We need devotion with ourselves. That's what we need. We need to complete this as best as we can. And the least distraction for that, the easier it is. That's just common sense. So that's really, it's coming through here. It's like, just when it comes to romance and looking for romance and dating and all this stuff, if that's anywhere, in your desires or whatever, and it's not happening or working out and it's becoming more frustrating, this is a message to you to let it go. Stop. If you're on apps, stop. Whatever that people do these days, if you're whatever that it is, stop. And again, review you, do you, commit to you, romance you, all those things. Okay, I want to see what's going on here. Kevin says, I ignored a voice telling me to put my goggles on. Well, at least there was the voice. The Soul Quest program sounds incredible. It is. I've been single for 5 to 6 years. Good for you, love. I've lost track of how long I've been single. It's been a long time, but I've been busy and I'm still busy. It's totally cool. So anyway, let's see if I'm getting anything else from this card for the heart chakra. Just generally speaking, heart chakra healing, activating heart chakra, activating your energetic wings. Energy and understanding energy and working with your energy and energy cords, especially is something that everybody needs to get on. And I have a group for that. And a course and a membership where I guide you through how to work with your, energy cords. And it's a very important work. It's very important work to do because most people have an abundance of energy cords that are still attached from their whole lives. They're still siphoning energy, connected psychically, using up your life force, messing with your, system on some level. And it's really important to take care of your cords. And then there's resetting cords. Those are for people that you're connected to that you want to remain in your life. Wanda, hello. So follow that link to the Unstoppable Empath course and membership. It's only $35 per month. It's literally, I give it away. You get the course, you get the whole system, and you get me weekly in meetings 4 times a month to help guide you through learning how to do this for yourself. It's literally the most no-brainiest thing that I offer, bar none. And it's meant to be that way. It's meant to be a no-brainer. You just have to be ready for it, so it's not like I'm judging you for not doing it. You have to be ready for it. It's a regimen. It's a commitment, but it's critical work. It's critical work because we all are corded to people and relationships that we've had, especially those romantic relationships that I was just talking about. And, people have a hard time processing and moving on and getting free and clear of past relationships, even, no matter how hard they've tried, and they don't understand in a lot of cases. Or in all those cases, it's because their energy cord is still very active. It doesn't know the difference. It's still connected. It's still cycling through and connected to this energy of this person. Makes it very confusing. But that's just romantically speaking. We have cords with everybody in our lives, our parents, our children, our best friends, our coworkers, and, just anybody that we have involvement with on a certain level. We're in the matrix of energy and we're all connected. But we have cords to the specific people who have been in our lives, especially those we're more intimately connected to or we see on a regular basis. And this course and membership takes you through exactly how to define and go about cutting and resetting energy cords for yourself, because there's many that needs to be done and it's not feasible or financially, doable for most people. If you were to have to come to me for every single time you needed a cord cut, you would never get through all the cords that you need to cut. It just is not. And plus, it's not necessary. You should be able to do it for yourself, and you can. It's not difficult. It just takes time. But I mean, anything worth doing takes time, and our health should be something that we make time for. And that is our health. What our energy is connected to is our health or our disease. And the more connections we have, the less life force we have. And the less life force we have, the lower our vibration is. And that's how it'll stay until we change the fact that we have all this abundance of cords. Because ideally, we have as few running and cycling as possible or as needed, depending on who you are. So anyhow, there's that. Okay. Any questions on any of that, please chime in. We're already at 1 hour and 45 minutes. Time, that's another thing that's going on right now, you guys. Time is flying by. Stargate time is always really intense, but we have all these multi-layers of light coming in, really shifting timelines and time generally. So time is moving fast. That's just another thing to acknowledge. Okay, so with that all said, everybody, I say we get into our spirit walk. And I want to thank everybody for being here once again. So let's do it. If you have not experienced my channeled, guided, astral, spirit walk, energy healing meditations, it is a mouthful, but my wings are itching. It's really about, it's like, approach it like any other guided meditation. Just do your best to stay with me, stay in the moment, follow the leader. Don't think too much about what happened or what is going to happen. Stay in the pocket, stay in the now. Watch your breathing. I do take you through all aspects of it and connect everybody as a group. So whatever we need to do energetically, whatever needs it, that we're going to connect to. I don't design these. I'm not the architecture of any of these. Again, the first word in this is channeled. So they're channeled, guided, astral, spirit walk, healing meditations. That means that I am the facilitator and the speaker box for what we're doing. The energy comes through me. The directives for any of the spirit walk meditations that I do for any live, any cosmic event or moon, it's always channeled, which is cool because I don't have to do anything but show up. Show up and open up, and there we go. So with that said, have any crystals on you or with you or in your hands or around you. Have a glass of water or something else to drink in case you need it. It is advised if you can have your eyes covered by an eye mask or something like that can cover your eyes. And it is also advised to be in the seated position, because these spirit walks get really, because they are astral, and that means shifting into another dimensions. And that's just the best way to put it. It's astral travel, it's astral work, it's quantum, and it's dreamy, and you can get swept up and going in different directions. So that's possible, but also just going so deep, kind of like a hypnosis kind of thing, where you just don't remember, but then you'll come out of it at the end when we're wrapping up. So it says that you were conscious on a level, but just not fully conscious. And if that happens to you, just circle back and review either the parts that you missed or all of it. Stay in the seated position. Laying down makes it even harder to stay conscious for most people. And again, when it comes to time is weird in the spirit walks, because if it's like an hour-long spirit walk, it'll feel like it's only 30 minutes. And if it's a 30-minute spirit walk, it'll feel like it's 15, 20 minutes. It's really interesting the way that works. I just realized as the sun is going down that I am looking very washed out here. So give me a second to adjust the lighting. There we go. Just a little bit much. There, that's better. I'm so washed out. Looks like in the freezer aisle of the grocery store. Okay, and when we do these, they're usually, so this one is for and about the full moon. So whatever is for and about the full moon will come in as it's meant to come in. Usually I will be channeling and working directly with Gaia, Mother Earth Gaia. And then anybody else that, as far as archangels or ascended masters, those of the high council can and are welcome to join in if that's what is meant to happen. And we just go like that. I'm going to turn this light. We get a little less balance, but that is super bright and it's kind of broken, so I can't really adjust it. So with that said, let's get us going. Anybody have questions about the spirit walk before we begin? Doesn't seem like it. Okie dokie. I am just going to find, I'm not sure if I'm going to use the same music I've had on. Here goes the odds again. Oh. I am being guided to some other, I'm being guided elsewhere. So just bear with me for a second here while I find our music. Oh, man. Oh. Oh, okay. It's called Earth Guardians from Infiniti Realm, which is a great channel on YouTube. That's what I'm going to have here. I don't think you're going to be able to hear it, unfortunately. I'm not going to even have it. Excuse me, everybody. It's not going to be loud. It's here in the background, but I do like to have some music when I'm getting into spirit walk. Turn this down as well. So turn your lights down, grab your candle, or grab your crystals, turn on your or light your candles, turn on your candles. Light your candles, do what you got to do here. Settle into a seated position unless you have to lay down. If you must lay down because you're more comfortable that way, then that is the most important thing, that you stay comfortable. Good night, all. Thank you, Infiniti. Bye for now. I will do the replay spirit walk tomorrow. Okie dokie. Bye, Karen. I love you. Happy full moon and all the rest. Thanks for being here. Okay. So here we go, everybody. Let's do this spirit walk for the full moon. Our first of many again. And again, if you can do your likes and hearts and whatevers, I would really appreciate it for those watching. For the algorithm, share with your feeds as well. I would really appreciate it. And of course, again, I accept donations through my website. Any donations are graciously accepted. Okay, shoulders back, abs tight, chest out. Steady breathing in and out through the nose, nice and slow and controlled. And in my spirit walks, the most important thing is just to keep your eyes closed. Keep that third eye activated. If you have to open your eyes or whatever, shit happens. But otherwise, you can move, you can sway, whatever you want to do. You don't have to stay still. You might get itchy or tingling, feel energetic, hot, warm, shivery, whatever. Energetically, as we go through this, these things are very common and they're all okay. We're in a divine, sacred space here, all of us together. And whenever you do this with us in the future, through the replay, oh, excuse me. The yawning will stop, I promise. Everybody's coming in. Everybody's guardian angels are kind of waving at me, waving their energy, letting me know they want to be seen. Guardian angels have been coming through intensely lately. This is a thing as we ascend, as we become conscious, becoming aware and connecting with our guardian angels and working with them on a constant contact basis. We're at our days about our journeys are so important. So they're coming through yet once again at the very beginning, reminding you that they're there and with you, stationed with you always and eternally. If you'd like to put your left hand on your heart chakra and your right hand on your solar plexus chakra, put a smile on your face and tap in, tune into your physical body, feel the warmth of it, the softness of it, the bones under your chest, whatever you feel right under your fingers here as you feel around a little, feel your belly, feel your abs, feel your belly button, just feel your body here. You don't have to get too crazy here, but just feel yourself. Feel and tap in with your energy. The warmth of your energy, the warmth that we know everybody has because they're alive. I mean, just think about when somebody's been sitting in a chair and then you sit down, you still feel that warmth, or your dog was sitting on the couch and then you sit, you feel that warmth. Tap into that heat, that fire, that life force within you. Again, with a smile on your face. Tapping into your gratitude for your life, for this opportunity to be a soul family here in this dimension, on this planet, in this beautiful space and time. Just the very truth of you being alive and incarnate shows how your evolution as a soul and as a divine incarnate, you wouldn't be here unless you are ready to be conscious and evolve and to ground in the light, to tap into and connect to your divinity and the divine. You can relax your hands and put them in your lap or wherever if you like, or just put them both on your heart center. Whatever feels right to you. Again, shoulders back, chest out, abs engaged, spine straight. Make sure that your hips and your pelvis are nice and straight. And smile on your face. All of our divine guides and guardians coming through, stationed around us. They're showing me spirals of light and energy around each of us, swirling and churning and connecting with the abundance matrix of Gaia. Just know that your divine counterparts are connecting to this energy, creating channels and a web of light around you and to you, funneling to you to help you to integrate, to activate, to ground, to heal, to clear, to activate, to integrate. What's going on now is the very particular energies from the crystalline abundance matrix of Gaia, connected to her crystalline grid, the matrix of what is seemingly the infinite crystals that she has, and minerals, not just crystals, but it's also minerals as well, and metals. We really focus in on the crystals. We work mostly with the crystals. So think about all the crystals that you have in your possession, even if it's just one or two or a handful, or if your house is filled with crystals, connect to all of your crystals now. As we connect and are swirling in and activating with these energies from the crystalline abundance matrix of Gaia, she is sending to each and every one of us individually, connecting with the energies of the particular crystals that are needed to help us with our activations and clearing and healing and upgrading that we are doing now, and through all of these gates and portals, and with this full moon, connecting specifically with the energies and the illumination of the full moon, connecting with the sign of Aquarius and the energies of Aquarius that are coming through as well. This is to help us with clarity. Thinking of Aquarius, thinking of just this air energy, wind energy, bringing through, just making everything. It's just, when wind comes through, just how great that feels. So Gaia is showing me just not crazy hurricane force winds, but beautiful, nice, decent breeze, that makes your hair move and just feels so good and clarifying. So she's sending us the element of air here with Aquarius. The energies are coming and filtering through the full moon. So tapping into the illumination of the full moon when it's at its peak, and will be at its peak in a couple of days yet. There's still plenty of time for that energy to go to full and maximum, but we're connecting to the maximum at this time. See in your mind's eye, envision, or just feel whatever works or is coming through for you right now. All of your crystals lit up with the illumination of the moon. So the way that the moon lights up from the sun, just think of all of your crystals lighting up with this light of the moon. And this is also when many people take their crystals out into the full moon to clear and connect with the full moon. But it's actually not totally necessary to do that, to actually have them, see the light. They can connect with the light of the full moon energetically by your connection to them, like we are doing now. And once you have quite the collection of crystals or bigger crystals, it's just not convenient or realistic to get all your crystals out in the full moon. And I learned over years of living in the Southern California mountains with so many trees around me, where I didn't get a good look at the full moon for very long and didn't have space for my crystals, that and doing this work in Gaia, making it very clear that it is not necessary to actually literally have your crystals in the moonlight. Once again, to connect with the moon energy, the illuminated full moon, and see all of your crystals being lit up with them, and even just to the extent that can't happen, not in our regular dimension, which is see the insides of them lit up with the full moon energy. See everything light up within your crystals, the ones that are anywhere and everywhere in your house or your car, your office, or wherever you have crystals, all the crystals that are connected to you that you call yours, illuminating and activating with this energy from the full moon. This is programming them for the new timelines and the energies that are coming through all of these gates and this full moon. So think about your new timelines, current and future timelines, connecting your crystals and you to your future timelines, highest possible timelines, timelines that are see you with a higher frequency, more consciousness, or more expanded consciousness, greater awareness and clarity. See the vibrations of time and space and energy coalescing and creating a foundation for the highest possible timelines. See them light-filled, lit up, bright and beautiful, filled with love and light and prosperity. Love connections on every level, really tapping into the heart here, opening up the heart to your future timelines where so much love from soul family on both sides of the veil, love for people to connect to and collaborate with, to work with, to heal, to journey with, to expand with, to create with. In so many different ways. Opportunities to evolve, to heal, to expand, to experience through and with and connected to so many different people are all coming into play now, filtering through. Remember your openness to receive here. Coming in with one of the most popular crystals that we work with and you're guided to get in abundance is the amethyst. Gaia is coming through with amethyst crystal energy. It's just this glow of amethyst energy all around. Beautiful purples and violets. From super dark and almost black to very bright purple and violets to very, very light and even gray amethyst. Energies are coming through here. So doubly connecting to your amethyst now. Just have the intention to connect to all of your amethysts. And the amethyst of the abundance matrix from Gaia and the energies that she's sending through. The amethyst is the master of transmuting negative energy to positive energy and helping with healing, helping with receiving and clarity. So let this energy of amethyst filter through and around you. And Gaia is creating the space around us that is beautiful and mystical and spiritual and It's literally misty. It's coming through. So allow yourself to be transported to this space. It's still coming through for me. So just give me a moment here. It's this natural but unnatural space that she's creating, where it's like in the mountains, but also has the essence of jungle and river and humidity, but also altitude and being up high, and it's a little swampy, but there's, hot mineral pools everywhere, and everybody's hanging out in these. It's not a huge space, but it's not super small either. It's a pretty decent sized space here. And it's just, there's all this nature and trees and vines and flowers and essence and smells of nature, and it's misty, but there's this infusion of purple, and the amethyst is like, there's no lights. It's like as if there was lights that were flashing in different places, but it's all this beautiful amethyst energy and amethyst light that she's sending through. So there's just these places where the purple will shine and get bright, and we're in these beautiful hot mineral pools. And we can look up though, and right in the center is this opening of the trees and everything, where the moon is directly on top of us, and it's big and it's beautiful, and it's lighting everything up at the same time with all the other amethyst lights that are coming through, and the amethyst energy that's coming through. So just take your attention looking up at the full moon, and then the way that light is reflected in the pools that we're in. And maybe you're alone in the pool. Maybe there's others, that you can really perceive that are near you. Maybe there's guides and guardians, ancestors, crossed over spirit, crossed over loved ones or spirits or animal spirits. Anything goes here. Gaia is really opening this up for you to perceive whatever you're meant to perceive here and connect to. She says also, for some of you, it is not a place where you're seeing a bunch of other people or anybody is coming in. It is just you in the pool and the moon and the amethyst energies and the nature. So if that's all you're seeing or picking up on, that's perfectly fine too. And anything in between, this is a unique experience for you. Just take your time. And if you cannot see or perceive visions, that's totally fine. Just imagine yourself in nature, the moon above you, in a hot mineral pool, receiving from Gaia. Whatever you can just imagine or perceive. If it's all black, that's fine too. Just tap into the energies here. That's truly the most important thing. Tapping into the energies. And actually, the more you do spirit walks, the more you activate with your third eye, the more that you'll be able to perceive and envision. It's just like any other muscle. So just know that. If you're feeling any sensations in the bodies, any tightness or pulsing or anything, any pressure in the head, that's your third eye activating. So just lean into that energy. Tell your body that it's okay. You're picking up and receiving all of these energies right now. Sometimes the body is confused. If you're new to this sort of thing, and you'll start to feel pressure or headache or uncomfortable, and maybe different chakras could get tight in the throat or feel a cramp in the stomach, or, you know, whatever. It's all normal. And you get used to it as you're integrating and connecting with these different spaces and places and energies. So just talking the body through it, to just basically saying, like you would to a child, it's okay, we're safe, this is cool, let it happen, relax, and receive. Check in with another deep breath here, in through the nose. Expanding your lungs, taking that life force energy of the air all the way through your body. Focusing back in on this space here of this beautiful pool that you're in. And they're like small pools. They're not big. They don't hold that many people. Like maybe 2 or 3 people max can fit in one. They're not massive. So it's kind of like this feels kind of like, you know, you being like shrunken down and like in a coffee cup or something, because it's nice and tight, but it's very warm and inviting, feels nice. It's just cozy, very cozy. We've got the moon above us, lighting up the water, and the energies of the abundance matrix is coming through the water. Gaia asks that you release all that does not serve you, all the energies that need to go into the water at this time. Negativity, toxicity, self-talk or judgment for yourself or others, shame, anger, grief and sadness, depression, anxiety, worry. Tell your bodies to release and let go as much as you possibly can. Feel yourself softening up, lighting up. See the water in the pool absorbing this energy. It can actually look, when we're in these spaces, like when we do this work with water, where the water starts getting murky and dirty and dark, as your energetic body, spiritual, physical, mental, and emotional bodies are letting go of energies that no longer serve you, that are outdated. Any kind of dissonance and denseness and negative energy within the system, letting it go into the water, letting the water get murky and dirty. It's totally fine. Gaia lighting up the pool, lighting up the water, charging the minerals in the water, absorbing the negative energy into the water itself, clarifying the water, clarifying you, seeing the light, the bright light of clear crystal quartz essence coming through the water as well. Maximizing and amplifying your energy. The charges and the pulses of amethyst for further transmutation of negative to positive polarity and charge. Remember that smile on your face, nice, easy breathing, releasing of energies. Again, taking a look up at that beautiful moon. Connecting to the moon yourself. Connect every single one of your chakras to the moon. Just let's start with root chakra and the moon, sacral chakra and the moon, and just see this loop of light from the moon to your body, to your root and your sacral, receiving, integrating, activating, And most important, what we're doing now is calibrating with the moon and with Gaia at the same time. These two forces pulling, of course, Gaia is bigger than the moon, but the force that we have from the moon and the polarity of the actual physical body and the energy of the mass of the physical body, especially during the full moon when the illumination of the sun and all of the light codes that are filtering in and being absorbed by the moon are being shown upon Gaia for her to receive and process through her abundance matrix. And then she's filtering that up into and through us. And then our intention from moon directly to our energy centers, root and sacral and solar and heart and throat and third eye, the ones in the body, calibrating the chakras and the energetic systems of your body. So root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, and third eye. See lines of light, loops, and the loop of light to the moon and to you, recalibrating with the frequency and the energy of the light codes to receive, at the same time integrating with these energies from Gaia, working on all levels and layers of you. Be intentional about connecting and recalibrating, opening up with all of your body, spiritual body, mental body, emotional body, physical body, energetic body, and abundant body or abundance body. See all bodies aligned and calibrated, illuminated, connected, receiving. All of these energies to assist you in your illumination, your ascension, your awareness, to help with your heart opening and your healing, for clarity and unification with yourself and your soul on all levels, with you and your soul family on both sides of the veil. Take a nice deep breath here, dear one. Gaia sending a wave of love and light through the water. It's charging up, getting lighter and brighter here from the ground up, from and through the water, and also the illumination of the moon to the pool and the minerals in the water that you're in to help clarify, detoxify, recalibrate you. See that water getting brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter to the point you really can't keep looking at it anymore. And just feel and absorb this energy. Close your eyes in this space and just see the brightness all around you, absorbing all of this energy, all of this charge, lighting you up, clarifying, activating, healing, upgrading, all the things that it needs to do. And all you have to do is receive. Tell all of your bodies to receive, to not resist, to be open to this beautiful charge of energy sent with love and light for your healing and illumination, for your ascension, for your highest possible timelines. I'm seeing the 369 code here. Code 369 code of light body activation. 369 code of light body activation coming through now. Tapping in with the 369 light code of activation. This is to receive more complex cosmic and creational awareness on a spiritual level, the understanding of energy, of quantum energy, spiritual energy, low and high vibrational energies, to help you understand and work with these energies as you move forward, to move, transmute, to help with the alchemy of energy within you and around you. The light codes of 369 coming through now. Have the intention to receive. This is specifically to help you understand energy on every and all levels in our current paradigm and moving and shifting paradigm into the future. More of the cosmic awareness of the energy, the 369 code of ascension and enlightenment coming through now for all light bodies that are ready to receive. Again, this is to activate your awareness about energy, how it works in and within you, and the structure of nature upon Gaia and beyond. Cosmic awareness, galactic awareness, our galactic brothers and sisters coming through now for connection. Sharing and receiving information galactically through space and time, psychically, being aware that you have the capacity to do this more consciously as you move forward. It is time, dear ones, to open up to your galactic brothers and sisters as they are key features and elements to humanity's ascension through psychic and telepathic connection, which is instantaneous and open to all who are willing to connect, who are ready to connect in this way. See the portals of light open up. They're similar to like what you would imagine like a wormhole would be. Portals of light opening up, like vacuums of energy. And for right now, it's just about being conscious to connect with these energies, to receive what you're meant to receive through the minutes, hours, and days, and weeks and months and years as you move forward, to connect consciously to our galactic counterparts, to share in the help and the healing and ascension of humanity and the rising consciousness and healing of Gaia as well. And all of our solar system family working as one, being connected to our own solar system family on a conscious level, not just with Gaia, but with each and every one of our solar system family planets, including the sun and our moon. So the activations coming in now is to have greater awareness and conscious connection with these beautiful beings, our solar system family, and then beyond to our galactic family, our galactic brothers and sisters, opening up the channel for this new paradigm shift that we are in now, illuminated by this full moon, by the Lion's Gate, and by the Gate of Great Awakening that Mother, Father, God is sustaining and holding and channeling and funneling through the energies at this time. Gaia's coming through and she says, it's like your birthday and people keep piling gifts on top of you and you can't even hold, you don't even have the arms to hold them. Things are there's, it's so much energy and love and abundance and gifts to you that all the gifts are falling all over the place. This is the type of energy coming through to you now. It may feel overwhelming to a certain degree. Just let it spill over. Just be in it. Let yourself be in this pool of radiant white light, the water and the minerals all activated with the abundance matrix and the energies that are being filtered in through the 369 light code activation. And taking a deep breath with this. The 1331 gate of great awakening is about connecting to your divinity, to Mother, Father, God, and the purity and the essence of your soul. To your divine partnerships, guides, and guardians, to connect with them, to have clarity, to receive from them their guidance and their love and support. Let it wash over you. Let it absorb into, let it activate through all of your bodies and all of your chakras, tapping into this beautiful bubble of time and space and energy. See yourself absorbing all of it, bringing it into your body on all levels, all the way down to the marrow in your bones, all the way up to the little hairs on your arms, and the all of you on every level. Let yourself assimilate and integrate and reconnect and remember yourself, your soul, your guides and guardians, your soul mission and the energy and the power that you're connected to through the sun and the moon, the galactic center, our solar system family, and all that is beyond in our creation in the multiverse. All divine beings, guides, and guardians opening up and sending their energy to and through this bubble of energy of love and light. Taking a deep breath here, receiving and integrating. Gaia is saying that this integration process and activation process will be taking place over the next few days from whenever it is that you do this spirit walk. So just allow your body to be as comfortable as possible. Try to not do too much physical activity, be in a state of rest, but do whatever feels right. Get as much sunlight and moonlight and sleep as you can, and when you can, when you're being guided to it. Whenever you can, take a look at the moon, connect with the moon, feel the sun, lay down on Gaia, feel her beautiful earth, feel her abundance matrix, reconnect and hold and touch and feel and wash all your crystals or as many as you can over the next few days. Rearrange them, make grids with them that you haven't before, take them outside, put them in the sun. The crystals in your possession and the ones that have been assigned to you that are not yet in your possession, that are coming into your possession, are being activated right now to receive encodements that will help to integrate you and activate you as you move forward in your timelines. Again, see them lighting up with the essence and the illumination of the moon from the inside out. And be intentional about connecting with them, about touching them all later, about looking at them. Just is basically spending quality time with your crystals, is what Gaia is showing me. You'll be guided to some to pay more attention to, and it'll shift and change as the days roll by, just because that's how the energy will be activated through them for you to connect to. Obviously, you need to, however, whatever the volume is of crystals that you have, wherever that you might be with them, just take your time and circle back. If you don't have a lot, circle back to your crystals again and again. They're really going to be helping through these days and weeks to help stabilize and integrate. Do not be surprised if you are guided or have been guided recently to acquire more crystals in different forms, to be guided to places and spaces, websites and shops and whatever that you haven't before, to connect with crystals or the people that run those shops, whatever that it is. This has been an activation that has started over the last couple of weeks since the Lion's Gate, and will continue. Gaia is saying energies are coming through. Your guardian angel will be getting activated and getting the directives to funnel down to you about your crystals in different ways. So just a heads up there. And Gaia says, that is it for now. Thank you so much for being here. Take your time. Want to be in your pool of water as long as you like, of mineral water, this beautiful hot mineral water that we came to for the bulk of this. Stay there in that space again for as long as you like. Revisit it again. You can replay this spirit walk, and you're definitely guided to do so. Just take your time. When you get back into your body, go nice and slow. Don't move too fast. You might feel a little whooshy or heady or high or tingly or any of these things that happen. Just take your time. Drink lots of water. You might be extra light sensitive. Just not wanting a whole lot of stimulation. Keep it simple over the next, night and tomorrow and through this full moon time. Again, the full moon is not for a few days, so we have time to cycle through this energy over the next couple of days. So just tap in with that, everybody. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thanks for all of your wonderful, beautiful, divine spirit, and all of everybody's guides and guardians and ours as a whole. I appreciate you all very, very much. I'm so stoked that I'm being guided to connect with the new moon and the full moon every single month, at least through the end of the year. So we'll see what goes on beyond that. As always, I will be with you here on Friday night, 6 p.m. Pacific. Again, thanks so much to everybody for joining me. I really appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you again. Happy full moon, happy Lionsgate, happy Gate of Great Awakening, and all this good stuff. I love you, and I'm here for you. Reach out if I can be of assistance personally. Again, check out my website and all my offerings and my groups and all the good stuff. Whenever the timing is right for you. I love you dearly, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see y'all later. Bye for now, everybody.